these races too close to call, and millions of Georgians probably thinking to themselves right now, how much longer do we have to wait? We're following breaking news at 4. A Leon County grand jury's decision involving 3 officer-involved shootings in Tallahassee has just come in. Following Tony McDade's death in late May, protesters rallied at the Capitol demanding accountability. Yeah, I love the message. Love each other from afar. The love's still there, right?
Absolutely.
Just got to keep it a little bit distant for now.
Jimmy tells us this right here was a wall, and it's been pushed all the way up, as you can see. He believes this was from the storm surge because he points to the fact that the roof is still intact.
You mentioned it, the fact that Florida has been very important, both campaigns storming the state the last couple of weeks. The Biden camp saying if they win Florida, they win the presidency. Do you think that's an accurate statement?
These right here are healthy, ready to go pecans, ready for harvest. I mean, look at the coloration there. I'm told these are ideal.
Drizzles, that's what we'd call today if we were to give it a nickname, because it kind of just had that wet feeling all day long. Some of it 50 years old. It's been recycled. So the same clay Holden was using in his first project with his dad, his grandfather used too. And I just thought that that was just a really nice connection.
If you're familiar with this area, I've been told the Fish House is an establishment that you might have stopped by, maybe eaten at, enjoyed during your trip to the beach here. And we have seen some damage, lots of debris like this right here.
It's cold here though. I had to break out what I call my Montana weather gear stash this weekend to take Rocco for a walk. Man, oh man, gosh, it's been a while. I had to kind of shake the dust off. Has declared Raphael Warnock the winner in his race for U.S. Senate over Kelly Loeffler. That happening just a couple hours ago. Now we're just waiting for one race to be decided.
How about this for a little bit of a change? Oh, yeah, right? This place coming alive, everybody. We have souvenirs for sale. And this, the Florida State shirt that I promised to give back.
Jacob Murphy had a chance to talk with several family members in the last couple of hours. Jacob, you've made a lot of phone calls. What are you hearing?
So what is this?
People that need roof repairs. They believe it's the most critical.
To see it on paper, daunting. But in person,
Really bad conditions, and for 3 months, he slept right here on this couch.
unfathomable. Reminders everywhere you look of what used to be, now reduced to nothing.
How have you mentally been doing this?
¿Cómo usted brega mentalmente con esta situación?
Pues, no hay ni qué hacer.
He has no choice.
Homes all over Hyuya.
It really feels like we're on top of the world here, but even with beauty like this, we also see this. Homes that are in desperate need of repair.
City leaders saying thousands applied for relief, 1,500 still waiting for approval, hundreds of others already turned down.
They cannot verify that this is your housing. That you were not leaving the house when it happened.
This man appealing an initial denial from FEMA. He's lived here 30 years. It's on the same property as his sister's home, and his utility bill gets sent there. He lacks the necessary paperwork, a common theme among several people we talked to.
There is large need. We're looking at about 60 to 80 people a day.
Pedro Rodriguez heads FEMA's Disaster Recovery Center in Hyuya. It opened January 12th. Rodriguez says home repair and housing assistance are the greatest needs.
We do a full case review to make sure that, number one, nothing's being missed, and number two, that if a document is missed, like for example, sometimes it's just a matter of providing their driver's license with a social security card so that we can verify their identification. Simple things like that, we can make copies and submit it on their behalf.
It gives me chills, you know, to see these houses, and some of them we might be able to do something about it.
David Medina, his wife Gisela Rodriguez, and you helped from Tallahassee. The couple planning a return trip to fix these homes. Big Bend Habitat for Humanity helping too.
It's going to be quite a task. I mean, the complexity of just everyday aspects of building, delivery of materials, in and out, is going to be complex. But one thing that is evident in all of these structures, some of the creativity, is the resiliency of the Puerto Rican people. So it can be done. We're going to do it.
5 months after Maria, people like this need help now.
And this house has been in the family for over 100 years.
Could you ever think about leaving?
No.
Broken, but it's still home.
This is Brittany's bridal shower invitation that I made.
A proud mom, best friends, great food, and present after present after present.
It's a cookbook passed out from my great-grandma.
Oh!
Bride-to-be Brittany Williams has it pretty darn good.
I'm so excited that I get to celebrate with them.
In less than a month, she'll marry the love of her life, several years after their rom-com-like first encounter.
We actually met at the cafeteria, at the salad bar.
So eating your veggies pays off, is what
It does, it sure does.
An amazing moment she thought might never happen because of the horrific one that did.
So I've always thought about that because my goal in life is to get married, have a family, and when that all happened, I was really scared and nervous because I didn't know if I would ever meet my future husband or who would be understanding of my heart condition.
6 years ago, a perfectly healthy Brittany went into cardiac arrest.
It was black, it was cold, and all I could hear is my mom and dad speaking to me saying,
Brittany, don't leave us. We love you. Stay with us.
She was with her family at an FSU bar in New York City, ready to watch the Knowles play when it happened.
We probably weren't sitting but 10 minutes when we heard a call at the door say, is there a doctor in the house?
Thankfully, Dr. Nick Farber was there too. The fellow Florida State grad doing his residency in Brooklyn at the time, also at that bar to watch the game when he was one of two doctors called into action.
I knelt beside her and I didn't feel a pulse. I asked the person across from me if he did, and he said no. And he said, should we start CPR? And if you have to ask, then the answer is yes.
That rapid response, a big reason why Brittany is alive today, and how a lifelong friendship with the family was forged.
Since then, we've just kind of kept in touch.
Then, a few years later, the connection grew closer when the retina surgeon and his wife moved back to Tallahassee.
They were one of the first visitors we had when we moved back, very welcoming.
it's so crazy because who would have thought that the guy that saved my life in New York City lives in the city where I grew up, and he works where my dad gets his eyes checked.
And of course, after Brittany got engaged, invited to be there for her big day. And if he can do so safely, Nick, now a father himself, will watch as Brittany's parents see their daughter fulfill a lifelong dream.
6 years ago, she laid on the floor in New York City in a restaurant without a pulse. She was gone. And because of Nick and Brandon hearing our cries for help and coming to her aid, we're seeing her walk down the aisle. And it's going to be just the best day ever.
A heart once broken, now healthy, full of life and love.